I'll give you some of Martin's psychohistory, which again, what it means is what's happening in my life and how my past has shaped me to make decisions today. So today is the 9th of April, and last night, Maverick did not come back in the motorhome, spent the night outside. And I heard him that he's close, right? And I opened the door, and he knows he can come in. Sometimes he's come close to the door. So I just, all right, you're a cat. You make your cat choices that are good for you. They'll turn out well, and sometimes they'll turn out not well, and that's the choice of every land mammal, right? Is we deserve that choice as who we are, either born as people, primates with the potential to become human, or cats, felines, right? Manifesting feline behavior. So I watched a movie, Ex Machina. Beautiful actress again, actresses. Guy's a jerk again, and but there's still a few things that are totally answered from that movie, and it's an interesting ending, and I'd definitely like a sequel to it. But anyways, I think I stopped the movie once to go call him. And then I decide, okay, it's time for sleep. It's not super cold, and I know he can handle the cold outside with his fur because I've touched him after he's been cold inside the motorhome with no heat, and you can see he's still pretty warm. And he's learning how to stay warm outside, and it could have been inside underneath somewhere, if not a little kind of branchy place that I've been building branches as a way to earn my keep here, so that there's just one pile of wood that the owner will be burning eventually instead of all the different ones. And so I saw him playing in there too. But so what's happening in my life right now is, I saw my cat this morning. So at 2:30 in the morning, I opened the window and talk to him, and I hear he's there, close. And then again, I wake up at 5:30, and don't hear him. When I open the window and try to talk to him. But I saw him this morning, and sometimes he makes himself known by just, I think he jumped on the spare tire. I don't know if that was to get my attention or just to see that he could, because the spare tire is very rubbery, and it's easier for him. So what I just did now, the last time I went outside now, because it's almost noon, and a few times I open the door and he comes close and he still doesn't want to come in, and I shook some bag of food, and so he hasn't even eaten a lot of the last leftovers. First time I see so many different leftovers, like even the raw egg from when he was inside the last time. So I don't know if he's eating anything, but he's super, super happy. So, he's sending me very strong signals that he does not choose to be an indoor cat. Now, some cats do make that choice. They actually have the choice to go outside, but want to spend out inside most of the time. Not this cat. And that's his choice, and I have to respect that. So it's a little bit like Hamper Sandy, the macaque monkey that I worked with in Korea. Oh man, and my dream was just to free her, even though she'd eventually die probably. But it's like, I'm not getting any help from anybody there that understands that that's cruel and unusual punishment. For what? To sell a ticket that you're not even selling for people to show up, and you don't even have a permit to have this monkey? I don't know about permits for the other animals that were there. So it's just, we just can't stop, right? And this is the adults. When I was there, I didn't teach English. I was teaching how to make friends with animals. That's what I insisted on doing, or life skills coaching. And again, they weren't supporting me in life skills coaching, what they desperately need. And you could see how their relationships with their parents are, with their life partners are, and you can see, my God, they're missing life skills there too, which would be beneficial for the success, and you don't need more money. So is Maverick not coming back in because I'm too poor to have a pile of canned food that he'll never run out if he stays with me? No, he just wants to be a cat. And guys, I'm the doctor of Humanics. This is under the Land Mammal Psychology series. So it's not Martin-centered. This conversation is Maverick-centered. The cat. Now, I'm making my choice and explaining them, and he's making his choices and living with them. And that's what it is. It's not easy giving up this domestication thing. And yes, I'm teary-eyed thinking I'm going later. I promised an employer to check on their email today to see if we're still on for the in-person interview tomorrow. And I said, well, this housing where you want me to go to a remote community to teach, finally, a job that was supposed to start in January, I have a cat now, so she's going to try and find out. Now, let's say she says, well, they don't know if the next person to use that place might have an allergy or whatever, or damage deposit or clean or whatever, I don't know. But the thing is I'd be willing to take that job because it's so far from the college and it's just me in a community that I think is very small, could appreciate me. And that's what I've been needing in my life for me. Now, if the cat doesn't come back in, the cat stays here. And I might, weeks later come for a visit to see if he wants to come back. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't even be able to afford that because it's not easy getting in and out of that remote community. Now, he's been chased by the dogs a few times, including this morning again. And the dogs kind of see me and they know, oops, I might get in trouble with that Martin's cat, yeah. And, but they don't seem super aggressive either. And he's wanting to risk it and still going in that direction. I don't know if it's the other cat. I don't know what's that interested in over there, but the dogs come back and chase him. And that's his choice. I'd be sad losing him. Oh my God, there's so many videos of him that I'm still cataloging that I'd be posting in a few months if I never see him again to cry over. And that's okay because I wasn't put on this planet to enslave members of my own species or other species. That's what you guys do. I'm ecocentric. And if this cat, like that monkey, that probably wouldn't even know how to survive in a forest that much anymore if that monkey had been in a cage that long, but would still be extremely happy in the last weeks to try to survive just to be in a natural place. So again, my cat is making this choice because the outside is so amazing here. Just doesn't want to get back in. Survived one night, might even survive more. So I might leave this box that I made for him and, come back tonight and he may or may not be in it. What I'm worried about is to not have him be somewhere underneath the motorhome when I move to do these errands. And probably borrow money again that I'm paying interest on for the sake of the people primates letting me help in some sort of job that I'm probably overqualified for. And if I'm not overqualified, which is what intimidates people often in colleges, it'll be that my work ethic is way beyond the norm, which is another thing that I walk the talk. I don't adjust what I don't believe in and do that for a paycheck that's going to last longer, or maybe get a letter of reference for somebody that, to tell you the truth, has not earned my respect as somebody that would give a reference. I don't have any real references for years and years now. It's not that I don't want to work, or that I'm not a hard worker, or that I don't have work ethics, and that I can't adapt. It's not. It's really about your accelerated devolution during the last few years. It's extremely measurable as a species. So my cat I might lose, and that's what happens. But I'm not losing because I made a mistake or there's an accident. There's choices by this cat that he can make. He can make the choice to come back in. But he's probably worried, this is an awesome place, when would I be able to go back out? And then my behavior when he comes in would be for me to keep him in one place, to clean him properly, to show him the rules of cleanliness inside here. Don't allow dirty paws. But I also want to see if he's hurt himself in any way when he fell from the tree after he climbed really high when that dog scared him yesterday. Because he didn't do a good job like most cats do to come down a tree. So I would inspect that, and then I'm not going to start leaving a ton of food and water. No. If he's making his choice to be an outdoor cat, he can find mice, and you can tell he wants to do that kind of stuff. And that if he's hungry, he's going to eat a mouse, which is extremely nourishing for him. Except I don't see a lot of small animals. And it's because of not just the protein, but that it blends in the liquids that are needed for the cat as well. Some cats, or even some other creatures, they might actually dip their food in water a little bit, just sometimes to add that water that they don't naturally drink a lot of to their food. So, anyways, that's what's happening. And of course, I would cry, but it's not my job to make choices to avoid my own tears, because I care, and then overpower the will of this cat. This cat is a separate entity. And if people work for the SPCA and they don't agree with what I'm saying, it's scary. And that explains a lot of how the SPCA is now more into money laundering, just like that animal rescue was. I don't know what their intention was at the beginning, but they're not about the welfare of these animals. Like, the cages were not that clean. And I tell you, not only have I applied for jobs with the SPCA, but I even wanted to volunteer with the SPCA. And it seems weird to them, or it's just no, they'd rather just wait for one of their friends to want to volunteer. You are so domesticated, and I tell you, the journey of counter domestication would need for 99.999% of you people primates at this point to hold my hand through it. You just can't grasp the concept of how you're not human anymore, and you behave in ways based on these variety of human domestication syndromes.